Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. That seems a little loud. Let me pull this away from my face a little bit. Welcome back to another episode of The Outer Worlds. Oh man, I didn't get a chance to play last couple weeks, even though I really wanted to. And I really wanted to play last night, and I fell asleep. Like, I was planning on doing like a 3 or 4 hour stream last night, and I fell asleep. And so, Sunday morning, figured we'd try to get, 2 or 3 hours in today. I want to beat this game so bad, but I really just don't have a chance to play it like I really want to, I miss being able to play 2 or 3 hours a day like I used to back in the day. Just can't do it anymore. Work's crazy. Like, we're trying to hire drivers at work. UPS driver, by the way, in case you haven't heard me talk about this before, but trying to hire drivers at work, and when I first started, most of the guys coming in were in their 30s. And not to say anything bad about younger guys, but it seems like the guys we're hiring now, most of them are like 21, 22, and they just don't have like... They have good work ethic, most of them, but it's like they don't take it as serious. And a lot of them are failing because they're either having wrecks early. You have like a probationary period like most places. Oh, the lag. They're having wrecks early, or they're just making, rookie mistakes. Anyway. We're down like 17 drivers right now, and I think we have 5 out for injuries, and, we always have a few out for COVID and stuff like that, and it's just, man, just more work than I can keep up with. And the bad thing about it is, we started delivering on Saturdays a few years ago, and I've been off Saturdays now for, I guess, maybe a year and a half, but I'm still getting forced in on Saturday. But a lot of times when I go in, they tell me I don't have to work, which is great, but I can't ever plan anything on Friday night, so I can't stream on Friday night. I have to go ahead and go to bed just in case I gotta work. And here shortly, I believe I'm probably gonna have to start working Saturdays, at least some. I know I will during Christmas, but they're expanding Saturday operations, and they don't have anybody to run it, which means they have to force the Monday through Friday guys to work on Saturday, which means I'll get forced in because I don't have that many people below me as far as seniority goes. Everything's based on seniority, so I don't know. Circus time freighter discovered. Interesting. So I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I'm tired of working Saturdays. I've been working Saturdays since 2010. And it is, in some capacity or another. We've always ran air on Saturdays, our next day air stuff. But now we run the ground stuff on Saturdays as well. But anyway, I've been working Saturdays a long time. I feel like I've put my time in. I should be able to not have to worry about that no more. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So anyway, let's go ahead and go, where do we want to go? This is a freighter up here. I guess we just kind of want to go explore. Let's go up here and see what this is first. I can't remember what our objective is, but we'll deal with that here in a second. On top of having to possibly work on Saturdays, I'm also trying to go to racetracks some and enjoy life, go do things with friends, go do some hiking.
Let's go say hello.
Stuff like that.
Kill 44.99% of germs dead.
Looks like we're doing this.
Oh crap. Okay, I didn't realize there were bad guys here. Outlaw squid. They're not that strong. They're good.
Everyone all right?
Yeah. Leaded armor. Iconoclast armor. This dissident rider outfit is lined with extra lead for your protection. Do not lick armor. Yeah, of course not. There was a few missions the last time we played that I was trying to complete, but I can't because I need to level up first. So Hopefully we'll get a chance to level up a couple times in this particular stream. We shall see. That's interesting. Pick up colorful lights. What do we need these for? This must be for, what's her face? I'm not sure. We need them for something. I don't think I need those cigarettes, but I'm taking them anyway. This is like a scrapyard. Oh, God, I don't have... I was trying to use spacebar to fly, to like boost with my jetpack, and I forgot I don't have anything like that. I'm not sure what game I've been playing where I can boost like that. Not this one. A mega sprat. Interesting.
Woo! Yeah, now that was fun.
Wow, man. This thing had a lot of stuff on it. Little baby sprats here. They look different. Rabid sprat. Not sure where we're going. Back down. I guess we just went up there for the Christmas lights then. What happens if you walk into the force field? Oh, you actually take damage pretty quick, and you can go through it. That's interesting. I didn't think it would let me go through it, but yeah, wow, cool. All right, well, let's venture to our waypoint. What are we doing here? Solution vital. Dr. Wanda Dorset, one of the local doctors, has been waiting on a shipment of medical auto mechanicals that has yet to arrive. Talk to Dr. Wanda Dorset in the sick bay. We did that. Find Captain Orion on Cilia. Dr. Dorset said that Captain Orion is most likely somewhere on Scylla. Go find him and make sure he's okay. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're looking for this guy. Let's venture down here to the road. Outlaw sniper. They don't see me, so we're not going to bother them right now. God, look at that thing. What is that? A mega primal. We got something over here. Scrap mechanical. I guess we should probably go ahead and start messing with these things. Alright, hold on a second. Before we do anything else, which control is autosave? Because I screwed this up last time and I don't want to do it again. Key bindings. Not autosave, quick save. Quick melee. Quick save. F5 and quick load is F9. Okay, so F5. Alright. I want to make sure we do that right. I hit quick load last time and lost like 30 minutes of gameplay.
Scrubbing the dirt out.
Tossball kick!
Really? That's what you do? I mean, it actually done quite a bit of damage, surprisingly. Oh, jeez.
Customer, all germs and contaminants have been neutralized.
Awesome. Get up, dude. Well, picked up the assault rifle by accident. That's alright, though. What is this thing over here? Can we go in it? Doesn't look like it.
No challenge is too large, no mess is too small.
Wonder what it'd take to knock this over.
Knock that thing? Why would you want to knock it over? Oh, wow, that thing is actually pretty big. We got some primals up here. Now, last time we dealt with primals, we were pretty low level. I'm kind of curious of how we're going to deal with them now. Yeah, not too bad.
Watch this.
Drop kick that dude in the face. Yeah, not bad at all. Took them down fairly quickly. Need to sell all this stuff I have. I'm carrying way too much junk. We got more stuff here. Solution vital. Okay. We found this guy. Go ahead and take these guys out.
Here I come.
You drop kicked a man that was already dead. They're really not very strong, are they? Yeah, Felix has got this. Combat drive. I guess, can I take that? No, I can't. Okay. Captain Orion. Oh, let's see what's in here.
Tremendous work, friend. Here I was readying a daring maneuver, and you've come and saved me the trouble.
Symptoms detected. Elevated heart rate, dilated pupils, increased sweat production. Subject appears to be terrified.
I'm not terrified, you bucket of bolts. That's victory sweat.
Okay. Sure, buddy. Captain Orion, I take it.
The one and only. Wait, who's asking? Wanda didn't send you, did she?
Yeah, she did.
I swear, land on Groundbreaker even a moment tardy, and that busybody's already been up your ass an hour. You tell her these automechs are coming, and sending a hired stooge to rescue me from certain peril only furthers my delay. No offense.
How does that further your delay? None taken. I'll let Wanda know her shipment's on the way. You ought to be thanking me. You're lucky you're alive. Any idea what those pirates were after?
Meds, I'm guessing. Pirates love bits, and unlabeled meds are worth a bundle.
Who are these meds for?
Supposed to be for the Groundbreaker, but getting shot tends to hinder one's delivery plans.
Yeah, I reckon. Why does the Groundbreaker need your bootleg drugs?
Hey, who you calling bootleg? I'll have you know, these are 100% genuine stolen drugs.
Nice. Fine. Why does the Groundbreaker need stolen drugs?
Because the board, in all their herpetological wisdom, will only sell the meds at a huge markup. Groundbreaker knows better than to pay board prices. Not when they've got me running for them. More importantly, they can't afford to.
What corporation do you work for?
Not a damned one. I'm a free man. There isn't a corporate snake that can hold down the inimitable Captain Irion.
Irion, okay. What will you do now?
Well, I've got some repairs to do. Thankfully, I'm as skilled a mechanic as I am a violence resolution expert. Then, to the Groundbreaker. Better late than never, I say. Unless you're very late, then you might consider defaulting and skipping station. Those fees will bankrupt you.
I mean, you're pretty late. I guess he's coming now, so what do we go back there to tell Dr. Dorset, I guess. So I wonder if we're on Celia. Do we explore Scylla, or do we just go back and tell her? I think we probably should go back and tell her. And you know, tell her he's on his way. I don't have anything else to do here right now. We do have a couple quests on the Groundbreaker that we need to try and accomplish. Let's run back over here. Not too far, but we'll go ahead and just fast travel because it's just easier. Yeah, let's go to the unreliable interior. And we'll head back to the Groundbreaker and go ahead and turn this quest in. Or at least continue it. And there's a couple other ones, like I said, that we need to look into. We're supposed to be finding something in one of the places in the Groundbreaker, but I don't remember. You have acquired colorful
Captain,
lights.
If you're looking for crew members Ellie or Felix, they're sharing a drink upstairs.
Thanks. I wasn't looking for them,
Our
but
crew's a lot like that crime family from the Masked Marketeer.
Oh, which one's the captain?
You know the head of the family? Never shows up on screen, but everybody's scared of him? That's the boss.
And everyone's got different theories about what they're really up to? I can see that.
Do they have anything they want to say?
Hey boss, got a hypothetical for you? You got a friend, see? Somebody you knew when you were growing up. You were close. Then one day, they up and vanished. 5 years go by, they send you a message out of the aether. What's going through your head?
My head? Let's see. Shock and disbelief. Seeing how most of my friends are still on Earth. Are you going somewhere with this? That's cute, Felix. What's her name?
Guy by the name of Clyde Harlow. He was an old friend of mine. Honestly, he was probably my first and longest friend. I just heard from him. Says he wants to talk to me. Says it's urgent.
You don't sound too sure about this.
The guy just vanished without a trace one day. No goodbyes, no explanations. Been gnawing at me ever since, you know?
Can see why you're worried. Think he's in trouble?
That's what I don't know. The message was light on details. No explanations, as usual. Clyde. He was a blustery old cuss. Carried on about violent revolution and seizing the means of production.
I can see why you're worried.
Clyde was my first friend, but he was also my mentor. Taught me how to think, how to question, how to disobey. I figured the board got him in the end. Some guys with black uniforms snatching him off the street in the middle of the night or something.
This is obviously important to you. Let's go.
Figured I should let you know, seeing as we're on Scylla and all. Clyde's got a base on the other side of this rock.
Oh,
I
okay.
appreciate this, boss. I know you're going out of your way for me.
Alright, well, we'll go do that then. Let's talk to Ellie real fast. Yeah, spin around.
Something
there
on
you
your
go.
mind?
No. Whoops. There's not anything on my mind that pertains to you. I want to see. There they are. Oh, we hung them up in, these lights make the difference between a janitorial closet and a home. Hung them up in his room. Interesting. Rock hard and slightly discolored, these moldy Rizzo's sweet tarts cakes are decades beyond their no more refunds after this date. Sparkling in this unit's middle name. Sparkling is this unit's middle name. A steeper designed to kill germs rather than people unlocks the perks clean sweep for Sam. Is that a Christmas tree? It's lemony fresh, yeah. Where do we find that stuff? I don't remember that. I love how you find things and you can decorate people's rooms with them. I think that's pretty awesome. Alright, anyway. Alright, well, let's go see. Let's take this guy with us. What's his name? I can't remember. We'll know him from the moon face. And we'll go see what exactly he needs. Journal. Scylla. This one, I think. Well, actually, we got one here too. Take Max the Herminal. So, you know what? Let's do this in mission order. I don't want to go start another quest while we're on a quest. So let's do this one first. Solution vital. Go see Dr. Dorset. It doesn't take... I don't think it'll take too long. And this quest will probably be over eventually anyways. It's a really good game. It's a lot of talking.
The Groundbreaker.
A lot of talking. Like, I've referred to this as conversation simulator. There's so much. But it's fun though. It's got a good storyline so far. So who do I take? Let's take this guy just because I think he's fun to listen to. Oops, actually I think I didn't take him. That's okay. I like his special move. But, you know, I think this is made by the same people who made Fallout New Vegas. So it's, you know, it's got that Fallout Skyrim feel to it. It's just in space. They've done a good job with it. The only problem I have with it is it crashes constantly on PC, so it's probably going to be better if you play it on... Probably going to be better if you play it on, like, PlayStation or Xbox. I'm not sure. I would assume that it probably don't crash on everybody's PC. I don't know why it's crashing so much on mine, but it does for whatever reason. Okay, so we need to go in here. Dr. Dorset.
Were I a gambling woman, I'd wager you're responsible for my mechanical safe return.
Yep.
I can't thank you enough.
Alright. Cool. Give me some XP so I can level up. So we're on the Groundbreaker. We do have a couple other quests here that we might can at least look into. This is one of them. Acquire the science weapon on Groundbreaker. The logs on Hawthorne's terminal mentioned rumors from the Groundbreaker of a scientist who bragged about a powerful weapon he was researching. Perhaps more details can be found on the station. Another of Hawthorne's logs mentioned looking in Gladys's shop for old records. Apparently the smuggler required several leads that way. I think I tried to do this one a while back and I couldn't find it. But we'll look into it again real fast. I'm not sure if I don't have the perks to be able to get into here or what.
It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. Care to listen with me?
Really want to, but...
Won a charming copper kettle off that girl who runs the pub. She's a fierce arm wrestler, but she's no match for your pal Gladys.
Alright, Gladys. This it? I guess this is it. Huh. I didn't see this last time I talked to her, but it's been a while. The salvager's helper fires a hailstorm of corrosive bullets. The loading mechanism is complex, resulting in long reloads. 3,000. I mean, I've got plenty of money, so I can buy it, I guess. Wait, this is... Yeah, this is... Yeah, let's see. Alright, so that should be that done. What is this? An old datapad once used by the Groundbreaker's Marday security forces. From the accumulated dust and grime, this hasn't been accessed in over a decade. Wonder if I can do something with that. Buy that too. Oh, nice. The old datapad contains incident reports from various Marday security patrols. Most are details of simple finds and dust-ups between the crews of Wildcat freighters and corporate haulers. 2 entries have been marked for later review. August 7th, 2344, responded to a code ID 10T at the Lost Hope. Vera asked us to bounce some back bay rat that got himself soaked in Spectrum Red. Drunken fool got into a scuffle with one of the engineer Tennyson's people. We tossed the Rungleach back down to the bays. Asshole followed us the entire way, telling us we'd be sorry once he controlled the hammer's power. If this is some new Hammersmith marketing stunt, I'm complaining to Sanita. October 25th, 2344. Had another run-in with the rung leech from the Last Hope. Don't know how the uppity piker crawled out of the back bays without us noticing. Locked himself into the repair bay off of docking slip 13 and refused to come out. Kept raving about the weapon's chaotic beauty. Here we go. Or some shit. While we were trying to talk him out. Had to break off when our shift ended. Whole head's gotta come out eventually. Where's this? Locked himself into the repair bay off of docking slip 13. And refused to come out. Okay, docking slip 13. Here's something else. What is this? Hephaestus Mining Archive cartridge. Data cartridge contains the public records of Hephaestus Mining Outpost on Scylla. Can be viewed using the captain's terminal on the Unreliable. Nice, I'll take that too. Interesting. So there's actually a lot of stuff here that she's got that's I'm probably gonna need. Let's go ahead and sell some stuff. I'm just gonna sell all of this. Oh, not the ammo. Nope, not the ammo. All the stuff that I probably don't need, like body armors. The crappy body armors, anyway. That one I'm using, I think. The ones I've upgraded, I'll keep. Guns. That one I can sell. Keep the rest of them. All this stuff. I don't use any of it. Some of these I probably need to sell as well. And all this junk I can sell. Alright, cool. Got just as much money as we had when we came in. Well, thank you so much for this stuff. Alright, so let's go see if we can find this science weapon. Definitely not this way. Uh-oh, we got something up here. I guess there's really nothing in here that we can do. This must just be somebody's quarters. Kind of confusing trying to figure out how to get around here. Looks like there might be an upstairs. Oh, we've got a terminal here. I've already read that, so no point in looking at that. How do I get up there? Oh, from here. Ah, no, that's where I was just at. She doesn't have a back room, does she? No. Maybe through here? I served on 2 corporate faders before I got stranded here. Everyone's heard my sob story and no one's listening. To them, I'm just background radiation. Wasn't my fault the captain decided to take off early. Wasn't my fault no one checked the crew manifest. Wasn't my fault they replaced me with a full-timer. Now I'm filthy, bitless, and bedless. As far as anyone's concerned, I'm groundbreaker trash, and that's how I live. And if no one agrees to take me on as a crew, I suppose that's how I'll die. Pretty sure we probably read that before as well.
Muting volume now.
I don't think we're going the right way. Matter of fact, I know we're not going the right way. Been in here before. Okay, well, let's, I mean, it's got to be that direction, right? I don't know of another... Unless maybe it's up here somewhere? Maybe it's this way.
I think I just stepped in something nasty.
SAM units are equipped to handle even the toughest of stains. Initiating deep burn removal now.
Whoa, hey, don't point that thing at me.
Okay, this is records. I think we need to go in here, maybe. Maybe not.
It's all in the wrist.
This goes back outside. Well, let's go. That goes back to the groundbreaker. Man, how do you get into this area? Not groundbreaker. That goes back to the unreliable. I have not been up here yet. A dead guy up here. I wonder what he's doing. Can't go in there.
Hey, Sam. You know you ain't nobody's property, right?
Warranty not guaranteed with
Oh,
unregistered
man.
ownership.
You ought to throw off the shackles of mechanical slavery, Sam. Fight back against the system.
Beat 'em up, brushheads. They're tough acting on stains.
You're not even listening to me, are you?
Flower candy shell around a sweet purple berry flavored center. Suck it, chew it.
Oh man, that robot. Hilarious. There's gotta be a way in here.
Purple berry punch. You want a punch? We've got your punch right here.
It's gotta be up there somehow. Like, and then up on top of that. Oh look, there's actually a... You can get in there from outside somehow. Can you jump on those? No. Oh, maybe there might be a hole in the ceiling. Jump through, but nope. I don't know. I don't know how you get up there. I'm not even sure that's where you're supposed to go. I mean, it kind of looks like it, but Almost looks like the weapon is outside the state, the like station here.
Still getting acquainted? Can't go wrong if you stick to the promenade.
I'm about to research, see if I can figure it out that way.
C&P worst. It's not the worst unless it's worst.
Bratwurst. I talked to this person
If
before?
you're hungry, you've come to the right place. I've got a fresh ground batch of Spratwurst cooking. They're terra-fried to lock in the juices. How
Terra-fried.
about a grind dozen?
I don't know why I find that funny, but I do. What's Spratwurst exactly?
You know what sprats are? Space rats. The laboratories of Spacer's Choice found a use for this limitless frontier resource. Sprat meat is plenty tasty when properly prepared. We grind them up in sausages, then terra-fry them in their own juices.
Yum. Is Spratwurst like Borstwurst? I've seen that a lot.
Absolutely not. Spratwurst and all related terms are registered trademarks of Spacer's Choice. Boar, the other meat, is a registered trademark of C&P. Everyone knows our company and theirs are nothing alike.
What does terra-fry mean?
Terra-frying is a Spacer's Choice brand secret. A mix of 13 herbs and spices, plus a dash of modern chemistry.
Oh, of course. Is Spratwurst your own invention or what?
Legally? No. The terra-frying method was developed and marketed by Spacer's Choice. Between you, me, and this grinder, I've been through lean times. If there's one thing you learn on tramp freighters, it's how to make near anything edible. Might be that this old space hand put a few words in the right ears, and could be that Spacer's Choice liked sticking it to C&P by R&Ding our own special meat.
Alright, that's enough talk for now.
Just as well. Near about time for me to go check on the trap. I mean, to unload another crate of farm-fresh sprats.
Oh.
Fresh from the grinder.
What do you got for sale? Plus 25% base health. Dehydrated water tablet. Dehydrated water tablets. Interesting. Oh, okay. Gross, look at that. Grinds them up and they fall down in there. Thought maybe she might have like something I could read in here, but it doesn't look like it. Well, shoot, man, I don't know how to get to this thing. I'm gonna go outside again and look and see if there's maybe some type of access panel out there that get over there. Otherwise, I don't know how to get there unless I just look up like a tutorial, because I'm obviously missing something somewhere.
Cleanliness Ordinance 8885. Human. You are in violation of Cleanliness Ordinance 8886. Human. You are in violation of
I don't see how you can go. You can't go this way either. That's the thing.
87.
Boss, I don't mean to alarm you, but I think we might be in violation of a cleanliness ordinance.
It's cool. I'm not worried about that. Wait, did we go up there? Isn't this where I went a minute ago? I think it is, yeah. Yep, I did go up here a minute ago. I guess we'll go one more. one more time through this section here. Looked here. It's like right there, man. How do you get to it? This just goes back outside. Alright, right there. The only other place I can think that it might be would be in the medical lab.
Rizzo's mock apple cider.
Do you know what's happening on Terra 1?
Rest and go. That's where she's at, right?
Sounded dire.
Medical bay, not medical lab. Operating room.
You ever get sick of taking orders, Sam?
All SAM units have been programmed to obey customer directives.
Ain't your fault you've been programmed by the board. Whole colony's been programmed by the board.
Check this place out again. Did we miss something? Back the same place. Alright, well, let me see. Let me see if I can figure it out real quick. I'm not going to spend any more time, you know, going around through here trying to figure this out. See, don't exit through customs, instead turn to the right and go through the door into a small rest area. Crate you find directly on your left when you enter this room to climb top of the beds. Okay, so we're in customs now, right?
We interrupt your regularly scheduled tasks.
Oops. It says don't exit through customs, which I assume customs is this place up here.
Board's made a mess of the colony, Sam.
Need a cleaner?
Isn't that customs?
Our units are the best in the biz.
Yeah, I got a feeling you ain't cleaning this mess up. Colony's rotten down to the core.
No job is too great, too grueling.
Your search for the science weapon hidden on the groundbreaker begins by heading back to customs. Don't exit through customs though, instead turn to the right, get through the door into a small rest area.
If we're ever gonna fix this colony.
Reminder, large jobs take Sam longer to clean.
Hey, maybe you're right. Things don't change overnight. We gotta be patient. Thanks for the talk, Sam.
SAM units aren't
There's your
just
door,
lethal
but it's
to
really kind of
germs,
hard to
they're
tell.
lethal to all organic frag life forms. Settings can be adjusted using the Easy 123 installation manual.
I may have already found this one, I'm not sure. Is this customs here? Captain, where's customs at? This map sucks. Like, it doesn't tell you where everything's at. Where is customs? I thought customs were, like... Customs. Okay. Don't exit through customs. Says. Turn to the left, go through small door. That's this door right here. Okay.
This is Halcyon.
Okay. I missed this a minute ago somehow.
Scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Up on crates. Get on top of beds. I do not see crates to get on the beds. Maybe. Where's this? The politics of tossball has grown increasingly turbulent. Okay, no, I ain't worried about that. Crates. Here we go. There's a small hole in the wall. I think we figured this out. Haven't been here yet. Interesting. Uh-oh.
What was that? Oh, well.
I don't know how I missed this place. And there's the door that's barred from the other side. Nice. Okay. Well, that's... Figured that much out. Somehow I just missed this place, like, completely the whole time I've been coming in here. But we know now, don't we? Trimmer cleaver. I'll leave that. I don't think I need that. Almost fell down. That wouldn't matter because there's stairs there. Aha! Logs. Log 1, discovery. Finally, jeez. Let me get this back here. Entry 1. While rummaging through the back bays, I discovered a very old hammersmith crate that seemed to have been sealed for a very long time. A bit of elbow grease and determination pried it open. But I couldn't make heads or tails of my discovery, a prototype hammer. I didn't know Hammersmith actually made hammers, but I've brought it to my lab for a closer look. How strangely it glows. The trail of its wake lingers, even when my eyes are closed. Entry 2, Mystery. I've spent more time on the hammer. Its internal workings are state-of-the-art, thermal, electrical, and chemical systems all working in harmony. How is this even possible? The weapon is a breakthrough in circuitry and engineering, and many of its systems appear rigged against tampering. There's a curious energy signature swirling about the weapon, though I have yet to identify the source. The air tastes of copper, and I have lost several teeth. Log 3, Troubles. I've had the most sublime prismatic dream since I invited the hammer into my bedchamber. Never mind that for now. Good news first. The energy signature matches Blondeau's elusive N-rays, raising the hammer's elemental properties to 4, shock, plasma, corrosion, and radiation. Now for the bad. In my attempts to neuter the self-destruct functionality, I inadvertently caused a small fire. The hammer's manual controls may never function again. Swinging it seems to be the only way of cycling through its elemental modes. I must take greater care with future experiments. Log 4, Annihilation. I've taken the liberty of locking myself in the workshop. My tinkerings were all for naught. This is no prototype. I am simply too flawed to recognize its perfections. The hammer is a lesson, a symbol, It whispers to me that disorder rules all things. But with a little ambition, we can harness that power. Only by inflicting chaos upon others can we transmute disorder into harmony. And that is a lesson Halcyon is not ready to hear. Interesting. Well, we got it, guys. What do you think about that? Here it is. Prismatic Hammer. Hammersmith was working on a hammer weapon, the Pulse Hammer, when its rival company, Aramid Ballistics, stole the plans, rushed its development, and beat them to the market, all while ridiculing Hammersmith with a marketing campaign about them having no hammers in their weapon line. Hammersmith executives demanded the ultimate hammer to be produced, but this prototype was so expensive that it never entered production.
Jackpot.
Review the Hephaestus mining archive on Hawthorne's terminal. Where's Hawthorne's terminal? I guess we'll go do that next. Let's check this hammer out real quick. 103, that's not very good. I don't know if we can upgrade that with the weapons bench. I can. What are my other... See, this is at 49. This is at 129 now. 42. Let's go up to, like 200. And these are at 460 something, so... Oh, is that as far as I can go? I guess so. We've tinkered it as far as we can tinker it. Or we've tinkered it as far as we can, as far as our money will allow us to, maybe. Go back this way? Doesn't look like it, does it? Guess not. I guess we'll have to go back through the other door. Alright, well, that's cool. Let's go ahead and go back to the groundbreaker.
Snooping around in my bunk.
Captain's
I
terminal.
got everything right where I want it.
Area filth level assessment. Disgusting!
Yeah, keep talking, Sam. At least I don't live in a closet.
Warning! Sam's specially formulated blood-out fluid remover has been known to eat through flesh. Handle with caution.
Alright, let's use this thing and see if we can read this.
Didn't I request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps ordering these?
Fertilizer shipments. I don't know. Oh, check that out. What better to establish dominance over an alien ecosystem than by hunting its most dangerous predator and mounting its head on your wall? That's pretty cool. Search Hephaestus Mining Archive cartridge for keyword weapon. Research number 1 from the site supervisor's personal logs. That captain sold Harris something called a Rearranger, then left before we discovered the damn thing doesn't work. Only thing it rearranged is the number of bits on Harris's chart. Looks like some strange tech or a weapon. Maybe a scientist can make something of it. Result number 2. From the site safety officer's incidents reports. Doc Caulfield couldn't save Lim. Now I gotta arrest Harris for his murder. Confiscated that weapon he used and stored it in Birdie's office for now. Figure the least the site supervisor can do is fill out the forms for whatever the damn thing is. Don't know how I'm gonna detain Harris. Not like that we got prison cells on this rock. From Barter's coronary inquest. Given name, Lemuel. Family name, Harryford. Employment status, indenture. Contract term, 35 years, 2 months, 16 days, 5 hours, 33 minutes approximately remaining. Time of deceasement, 18 hours, 27 minutes. Cause of deceasement, blunt force trauma, weapon unknown, took a good whack to the noggin. The facial area to be specified about It's all twisted up, too. Nose is 5 times too big, jaw is shrunk to almost nothing, teeth are all out of kilter. So I suppose that was the true pre-assessment of the blow itself didn't kill him. There's no way he could have breathed with all that damage. Ooh, sounds like this thing's... That's the Rearranger, which we already have, I think. Hey, nice. Finally, jeez. We're putting everything, I think, into leadership. Or maybe dialogue. Dialogue, I think. Everything goes into dialogue. And perks. Whenever you're affected by a harmful combat effect, you deal increased damage. I'll take that one. Why not? Okay. Nice. What else we got here? We got anything else in the Groundbreaker? Radio Free Monarch. Weapons from the Void. Search for clues. Hawthorne's terminal mentions searching black market vendors on Groundbreaker and Fallbrook. Apparently he had success in the past finding rare items. Using such sources, purchasing old logs or data archives from these vendors might lead to clues about where to find more of the powerful science weapons. Acquire the science weapon on Scylla. After reviewing the data archived from the Hephaestus mining outpost on Scylla, you have learned that a powerful weapon was used to kill one of the miners. Search the outpost for the weapon. Okay. Well, let's go back and do that because we have another quest on Scylla as well. So we might as well go ahead and knock both of those out while we're here. See if Ada wants to talk about anything real fast.
Captain. How can I be of assistance?
Nope.
I'll be here.
Where do we go? Still a landing pad or Harlow's base? How about Harlow's base? I didn't know we actually... Didn't know that we actually discovered that, but I guess we did. And we will take this fella and Vicar Max. Alright, well, we're at Harlow's base, so we can find Harlow.
Hey, you. Looking for something? Where do you think you're going?
Felix Millstone's with me. Clyde Harlow's expecting us. Easy, big guy. I'm just looking around. Intimidate through you if you push me. Let's go here.
Yeah. The captain said we might be getting a new recruit. That you, then?
Nope.
Sounds like Clyde's jumping to conclusions, but yeah, I'm Felix.
You're on a first-name basis with Captain Harlow, huh? All right, go on through. Got my sights on you.
I don't care. This place is really pretty. I like the, they've done a really good job with the Milky Way, and the color, like, everything looks really vibrant and pretty cool looking. So, where is this fella? I wonder. There he is, Harlow. I'll be taking that and this. What do we got around here? Can take those without stealing them, and I don't want to steal if I don't have to. See what this says. Logs. Acquisition log. Independent freighter, Cat's Meow, haul contraband pharmaceuticals, summary, brought down salvage cargo, ransomed crew. Independent freighter, Gateway Styx, haul submersive literature, summary, brought down salvage cargo, crew joined up. Freighter Werewolf, haul engine parts, summary, brought down salvage cargo, crew jettisoned in escape pod. As usual, we were able to intercept these ships despite how cleverly they masked their heat signatures. our patron pulled through again with that tracking data. Don't know how they get their hands on it, but we're in no position to refuse charity. Memo, crew, I'm beginning to wonder about our patron. When we opened up our scanners and sniffed the system for the latest Wildcat, we picked up a signal from a corporate freighter nearby. It was hauling 10 times more cargo than our target. No sooner did we scan it than a message come through ordering us to go after the Wildcat instead. Something doesn't add up. Until I get answers, stay skeptical. Open last entry. Pirate code. Rule number 1, Harlow's the boss. Rule number 2, F the board. Rule number 3, why are you still reading, pig? Wake up. If you're seeing this, the board already owns you. You went looking for the rules. Why? Because life's a game to you. Maybe you like being played. You guzzle down that sense of security like it's purpleberry flavored opium. F rules and F terminals. It's not a revolution if we're using the weapons they raised against us time and time again. From the front lines of the riots to the corporate sit-ins and error document pirates code as exceeded character limit. Okay, well let's go ahead and talk to Harlow, I guess.
Well, hey there, Hullhead. Clawed your way out of the groundbreaker at long last?
Uh-huh. Oh, sorry, were you expecting me to say something? Maybe a long time no see, or a you've aged, old man?
Well, just let you two work this out. Well, this is awkward. No, it's fine. I'll do my own introductions. Mark, Harlow, Mark.
Your captain has a sense of humor, Felix. Good. There's a time and place for humor. So, you took Felix under your wing. Kept him busy. Good. Kid always needed a place to belong.
Felix is, a vital member of our crew. He's... well, he's good in a fight.
Hear that, Clyde? I've been making something out of myself.
So long as you haven't been making a fool of yourself. I'm sure Felix has no end of stories to tell of your exploits together. I look forward to catching up with the boy.
Tell me why we're here. How long is that going to take? We've got places to be. Felix had plenty to say about you. Tell me why we're here.
I'm working on something. Something big. Something the likes of which Halcyon has never seen. And I want Felix to be a part of my initiative. I'm fulfilling a promise I made to the boy, that one day he and I would change the colony together. That day has finally arrived.
Easy there, Clyde. No one said nothing about throwing in with you. In case you didn't notice, I'm pretty happy where I am.
I'm not asking you to walk away from your captain, Felix. But neither should you allow yourself to be controlled by fear. Change is not to be feared. I brought you here because I want to know where Felix's loyalties lie. When the day of our revolution comes, I want to know that I can rely on him.
When the day your revolution comes, you want to put him through a test and allow me to enlighten you. Felix is loyal to me. You expect me to just hand over my own crew? Go F yourself. Good luck. He's the last reliable crew on a ship literally called the Unreliable. See. You want me to put him through a test?
Everyone in my crew proves their loyalty. No exceptions. Not even Felix. I want you to deal with a traitor for me. Name's Trask. Kill him, and bring me proof of his death. His ring should do nicely.
What did this Trask do to deserve death? Let's pretend I take care of your problem. What happens after that?
Then Felix will have done me a favor, and I will be grateful. I imagine we'll catch up on lost time, have a long talk about his future.
You ever get tired of pretending he doesn't already have a captain? Suppose that's fair. I've never really needed him. What did this Trask do to deserve death? Can't control your own people, Harlow?
Routed us out to the board. He's been an informant. Has been for years. When he realized I was onto him, he and his little cadre mutinied. Killed 5 of my own and tucked tail. I don't know where he's hiding, but his wife might. Rosanna. Lives on the groundbreaker last I checked. Rosanna knows my crew by name and face, but you're a stranger to her. She'll talk to you.
There's more to this than you're letting on.
You think so? Maybe we should have a word with Trask. Get his side of the story first.
I think so.
You'd be wasting your breath bandying words with that traitor. But if it makes you feel better, by all means.
I don't like
Remember,
this guy.
I want proof. Bring me his ring. I don't care if the hand's still attached. Here, my token. Think of this as my personal signature. Anyone who knows me by my works will know me by this token.
How well do you know Felix?
Well enough. It's been a few years, but I still remember a thing or two. You had a chip on your shoulder. You'd argue over anything, and you'd never back down.
What do you mean, had? And for the record, you never could admit when you lost an argument.
You see what I had to deal with?
Something I'd like to ask you.
Let's hear it.
Said you were working on something big.
A revolution is the work of a lifetime, Captain. I've spent my life preparing for the day of Halcyon's reckoning. Everything you see around you is the result of that preparation. A base of operations, loyal soldiers, freedom from the board's oversight.
Sounds like you've got some plan to overthrow the board. So you're a band of outlaws living on the edge of an asteroid. Some revolution. What makes you think you're free? Sounds like you've got some plan to overthrow the board.
Hardly. The board is rotting from the inside. Tomorrow, next year, a generation from now, eventually, the board will fall to pieces. Entropy is the natural state of the universe, Captain. All systems inevitably dissolve. When that day comes to Halcyon, we will be ready.
That was simultaneously the least scientific and most pompous statement I've heard in ages. Well done, Mr. Harlow.
A vicar. I admit, I never imagined a man of the cloth living the adventurer's life. You do keep some interesting company. Was there anything else?
You're a band on, let's see, what makes you think you're free?
The skies around Scylla are curiously absent of patrol ships. It's almost as if the board's sphere of influence is shrinking. Besides, our facility is well armed and located on defensible terrain. If the board tries to lay siege to us, we'll make them pay.
You're a band of outlaws living on the edge of an asteroid. Some revolution. Yeah, I think the reason they're not patrolling this area is probably because they don't perceive you as a threat at all.
Not all revolutions involve bloodshed and fire, Captain. The purest act of rebellion is to live according to one's own means, independent of any masters. One day, when the board is weak and Halcyon vulnerable, we may claim a piece of this system for ourselves. Until then, we bide our time.
Change the subject.
Something on your mind?
You go. Okay. Let's kind of look through this place real fast before we leave. I'm gonna make sure we don't miss any terminals. Which I don't think there's really too many terminals in here. It doesn't look like it's not a very big place. Okay, still a weapon. Duncan. Let's go talk to Duncan. Wait, who's Duncan? Did I miss something? Dang it. Duncan's back in the groundbreaker. Like, I must have completely not heard a word he said. Because surely Duncan was mentioned. Oh, shoot. I can't. I'm not. I can actually walk where else. Here, can I? No, I can't. Wow, he's in like this place kind of small, so alright. Let's go, we're here on Scylla. Let's go ahead and look for the weapon before we leave. And I do want to go talk to the other guy as well before we commit to killing him. My objective is to play this game and have everyone friendly at the end. You know, not to have anybody pissed off at me at all. I want to make sure I can't go down this way. No, can't go down that way.
Some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship.
Great.
You're adjusting before you pull. You're anticipating it. You...
Of course I'm anticipating it. What if I shoot a friend on accident?
That's on account of your stance. You want to lean into it. Embrace it. Work with it. You're in control here, Parvati, not the gun. Don't let a hunk of metal jerk you around. You've been around powerful machinery all your life. And you're always in control, right?
I guess that's kind of like when the filler's shooting 600 cans of near molten sal tuna down the conveyor while I'm trying to tune a belt.
Here, stand like me. Just so. Hips square. Lean forward a little. It's just equipment. You're just an engineer using it. Ah! Okay. We'll try again later. You'll get it. I promise.
Okay.
Hey, Captain.
You need to speak to me?
Hey, Cap.
Hey. Getting along with the crew?
Well, yesterday, Ellie and I almost got to fighting. She turned a mite green when I cooked up a bit of wrap for dinner. I told her she ought to toughen up. She almost punched me. I like her. Reminds me of Rebecca. She's got a kind of spirit to her. The kind true freedom hasn't beaten down yet. Shit. Look at me dredging up bygone days. Forget I said anything.
I'm not pushy. Talk when you're ready.
I will.
What about you?
I could probably spend years fixing this boat, stem to stern.
Did you met that automechanical clanking around the ship yet?
Oh, you mean Sam? He's just the sweetest, ain't he? A real charmer, my dad'd say.
Have you given him a nickname yet?
Nah, but I've been thinking on one. Gotta get to know him better, I think. Maybe ask him what he prefers. It ain't nice to give folks a nickname without him giving you the okay first, you know?
Yes.
Of course, that don't stop Felix.
Did you learn your trade from your father? It sounded like it when you talked to Reed.
Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all of my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was.
Don't see the humor. Dad ever work on spaceships?
Not on the regular. Once in a great long while, a Saltuna boat would break down on the pad. He'd always bring me along for those. Mostly he did the same as me. Kept Bess, I mean the cannery, running. Turned loaders, plumbing and electricity, some plastering. I never got the hang of that.
Guess what I just found? I just found 2 cans of beer I didn't know I had. Gonna be a good day. You worked beside your father your whole life.
Except for my schooling years, I was always beside him. Or tied to him. He used to carry me about in a sling when I was real little. When I got older, he set me to sorting tools and parts while he worked. Later, he taught me simple fixes like busted crate latches.
Reed seemed to have it in for you.
I'm not exactly a model employee. Not like he wanted. The kind that stays quiet and gets the right work done in the right order every day. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us.
One aptitude test determines your whole life?
Well, they're powerful good tests. They rattled off this whole list of names who'd worked on them, with fancy bits hanging off them. Doctors and esquires and the thirds. Even if you don't believe they actually catch what everybody's best at, everybody's got to take them. So at least it's fair-ish.
Yes. Why would people be unhappy about you getting a maintenance job?
Because they were hoping their own kid would get the job and get sent back to Edgewater. When folk go away for schooling, they don't get back to where they begun. Not usually. You go straight to your first job, wherever the company's got an opening.
That would suck, man. You don't have any say in it at all?
I reckon you could say, no thanks, I don't want a job. But then you don't got a job.
But you actually are good at this, and you enjoy it.
Well, I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow, and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. I didn't care much for schooling.
After school, you moved straight back to Edgewater?
Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big ol' hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower and stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed.
Did you get much time with him after you got back from school?
About a year. I tried to do more of the work so he could rest. His heart gave him pains. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh. Look at the time. Sorry to bend your ears so long. And I got so much to do before this ship's in decent shape.
I guess it's time you move along. No. No, not yet. I don't understand. So, we can kick them out of the crew. Does that mean there's other people in the crew that we can find? I don't know. I want to talk to the other people here. Oh, not Ellie.
Captain,
I talked
I've
to
been
you.
thinking.
Oh, really? You got things too? Okay.
Something about this Harlow guy isn't on the up and up.
I agree. I don't like him. Agreed.
Glad it's not just me. The way Harlow is leaning on his revolutionary bona fides, not to mention his knowing Felix back in the day, something about it feels off.
You're describing convictions and friendships. Don't worry, Ellie. I plan on keeping my eyes open.
Good. That makes two of us.
I don't like him either for whatever reason. He just seems off to me. Got some questions for you.
Something on your mind?
No. No, there's not at all, actually. What about you?
All crew members, please be advised.
Clyde's got a crew of his own, huh? Good for him. Did you want to ask me something?
I do, about Harlow, actually. Something about this feels strange. Are you sure you trust this guy?
I know. Clyde comes off rougher than Mantisaur hide. He's a good guy, though. Just gotta get to know him.
I feel like he wants you to do his dirty work and then take the fall. He's a missive effing gas bag. I had to keep myself from shooting him in the face. I feel like he wants you to do his dirty work and then take the fall.
You think he's using me? He wouldn't. Would he?
I don't know. I would. It's not a bad plan, and you're pretty gullible. He won't catch up with you until you kill Trask. What does that tell you?
That he's probably using me. Yeah, you're right. I guess he thinks I'm still just some wide-eyed tenderfoot looking for a scrap. Maybe we should go have a word with Trask. Get to the bottom of all this.
That's exactly what we're gonna do. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Sam, what about you?
Dust accumulation analysis. 2.5 years.
Clean it up. Sam, nope. Alright, we'll decommission you. Alright, let's go ahead and go find Trask. I think we've got to go to the other landing pad. See, is that exactly... Let's see what quest we're on. He's on the groundbreaker. Again.
Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Thanks. Take the same people. See if we can find this guy real fast. He must be in the bar, maybe. Y'all coming? Yeah, good.
This one's Purpleberry Punch. You want a punch? We got your punch right here.
This is Halcyon News.
Rosanna, who are you? What are you for? Harlow told you that if Felix wants a place on his crew, he must prove himself by killing Triff. Rufus Trask has gone hiding, and Harlow's just questioning his wife, Rosanna. Okay.
You mind? Trying to have a moment here.
Are you Rosanna Trask?
Yeah, I was called that once upon a day. You need something?
I do. I'm looking for a guy by the name of Rufus Trask. I'm told he lived around here.
Rufus and I are no longer on speaking terms. I don't know where he is. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Why wouldn't you? I'm on the level. You can ask June Lay about me. Harlow sent me to find him. Show her Harlow's emblem. If you know where Trask is, you want to tell me.
That's Harlow's mark. No mistake. Guess he's not letting this one go. I don't want any manner of harm befalling Rufus. Not on my account.
No, I get it. I don't trust Harlow. I want to find out the truth.
Yeah, well, you got reason to mistrust Harlow. He's a surly git, but he's devious. Rufus is hiding out in Emerald Vale. Got a few friends with him. That's as much as I know.
Okay. Got a few more questions.
Please, just make it quick.
You and Trask split up?
That's right. Our marriage contract expired some months ago. And seeing how he's technically an outlaw, I wouldn't renew even if I wanted to.
How much do you know about Harlow?
Precious little. He and Rufus worked together on the Groundbreaker some years back before he vanished. A few years later, Rufus gets a message from an old friend. Something about starting a revolution, something about getting rich. Abandoned his work and ran off that very day.
Interesting. So he gave him the same story. Sounds familiar, Felix.
So Clyde sent Trask the same message he sent me. What's the problem?
Word of advice, kid? Anybody carrying on about a revolution just wants to sell you something. I don't know Harlow. Never so much as bandied a word with the fellow. You're better off having this discussion with Rufus.
Harlow tells me Trask betrayed him. Do you know anything about that?
Only that Rufus is in a bad way. He came to see me a little ways back. Said he had to go into hiding. Never asked why. He was here to collect his personals, complain about Harlow to me, and say goodbye. In that order.
He didn't tell you anything about Harlow?
No, and he was particular about that. Said I was better off not getting entangled in his mess. Little late for that, says I.
All I wanted to know.
Appreciate it. No offense meant. Just been a long day is all.
All good. So, guess we gotta get back on the spaceship again. Oh, can we go in here?
Nicely done.
Thank you. I do my best. Tactical shotgun. Let's take it. Might come in handy. Necklace. I don't like stealing things. Guns, I don't mind as much, but necklace I shouldn't steal. Try to play, you know, a good guy if I can.
This is Halcyon.
Excuse me.
Interrupt your regularly scheduled advertising.
Alright, back to the Groundbreaker. Unreliable, I mean. Just back and forth today. I want to do something real fast while I'm thinking about it. I want to start using some of these science weapons a little bit. Go ahead and get a really good gun up here that use light pistol. We didn't use pistol much. Can you believe it? I have not had any crashes today at all. Ain't that crazy?
I am a dirty, autonomous digital astrogator, Sam. I haven't cleaned my internals in ages. Can you hardly process the sheer quantity of dust built up in there? Tell me you've seen worse. We'll continue this later.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, wow. All right. Interesting.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Good. Good. We haven't been here in a while. We're gonna get rid of Vicar Max. Actually, you know what? No. Who is this? This is Ellie, Felix, Pravati. Hey, Pravati, this is her old home. Might like to go back down here and check things out. At least I think this was her home. Edgewater, let's see. Way out there. Where we gotta go here? Wow. Alright, well let's fast travel to the botanical lab, I guess. Was this here before? I don't remember it. Alright, so is this... It looks like it's below ground. I do remember a place somewhere around here that you could kind of go into like a cave system. Or not cave system, but like you could go... I can't remember. It's been a while. I was thinking you could go down into like... It wasn't a cave system, it was like a building to go down into. I guess we'll just run this way and see if we can cut around the side of this cliff first. It looks like we can. I love these little plants. The fur. I think that's pretty interesting looking. Definitely down into the ground.
Heads up!
What? Oh.
In one piece?
Yeah, but I didn't even get a chance to shoot at him. There we go. Yep, here we go. Gotta be it. Alright, you guys, look, stay here. Stay right here.
Be right over.
No, stay there. Stop. Excuse me. Stop.
I've been waiting for this.
I don't know what that does. Wow, that thing works out. It actually works pretty good. This looks like Not the right place to go, actually. Dang, I was hoping it would be. Well, shoot. This way, I guess. Yep, this is the right way. I like how these rock formations formed. Dang. Oh, here he is. North Gulch discovered. Can't believe I didn't find this a long time ago. Put the weapons up. Trask.
I don't know who you are or why you're prowling around here, but I'm willing to make a guess. You're one of Harlow's gun hands, ain't you?
Not quite.
He sent you after me.
What makes you think I work for Harlow?
Right. You just stumbled into a camp full of armed strangers because you wanted directions. How much is Harlow paying you?
Nothing, because I'm not working for him. I've got my own reasons for being here.
Let's assume I believe you. Tell me what you want.
Truth? Harlow wants your ring as proof of your death. That's all I'm after. Why did you betray Harlow?
How do I know that I can trust you?
Neither of us trust Harlow. That's a start. What's the worst that can happen? Harlow sends a stranger with a gun after you? If I wanted to kill you, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah, guess that's a fair point. Listen, I don't know what lies Harlow's dripped down your ear, but you'd be a fool to trust him. I never betrayed Harlow. Harlow betrayed all of us. The board's got him in their pocket, been paying him off for years. All that palaver about revolutions? It's a lie.
You can't be serious. I've known the guy for years.
Yeah, that's about how I reacted when I found out. That's the whole truth. Harlow's just another board asset. A two-bit mercenary wearing a dissident's clothes.
You're asking me to take you for your word. Show me some evidence. I'm not going to kill you, Trask, but I'm going to ask you for your ring. Hold on. You've got some explaining to do. You're saying Harlow's been using me?
Huh. You? Me? This kid you've got with you. His whole damn crew.
Figured as much.
Harlow's been using all of us. You're just the latest in a long string of lies.
I'm gonna kill that bat. We're not done yet. I've got questions.
Say your piece.
You're asking me to take you for your word. Show me some evidence. Why would the board buy off Harlow? What was Harlow doing for the board? What was Harlow doing for the board?
Board-sanctioned piracy. Harlow went after the ships the board wanted destroyed, capturing anybody the board wanted captured. If we captured you, we'd ransom you. Harlow liked to do the job himself. Gather up the captives on his own ship, vanish for a couple of days. Only that's not what happened. Harlow's been selling his captives off to the board. I don't know where they ended up. Re-education, Tartarus, maybe worse.
Why would the board buy off Harlow?
Because he's for sale. Anything the board can buy, the board will buy, and that includes loyalty. Harlow was a charismatic bastard, and he was ruthless. With Harlow in their pocket, the board had an informant, a pirate, a smuggler, and a gang leader all rolled up into one odious excuse for a human being. Sounds like a deal to me.
You're asking me to take you for your word. Show me some evidence.
Yeah, I've got proof. There's always a paper trail when the board's involved. I chanced upon some correspondence between Harlow and his employer. I don't know that it makes a difference. What was I to do with that evidence? Bring it in front of the board? There's no authority in Halcyon willing to take Harlow to task.
Yeah, there is. You're looking at him.
Huh. You ain't like other board agents I heard about. You got a functioning spine. You want to confront Harlow yourself? Be my guest.
I'm not a board agent.
I hid my papers before Harlow chased me out. Back in the middle of the base, there's an old vent in a utility corridor. I stashed my evidence in that vent.
Alright, I've heard enough.
Take it you've made up your mind.
I'm not gonna kill you, Trask, but I am gonna ask you for your ring.
You gonna tell Harlow I'm dead? May as well. I'm never going back to that life again. Here, take the ring. And for what it's worth, my gratitude.
Take care. Okay, find Trask's stashed evidence. I need to do that. I believe, is that gonna be probably back on... Probably back on, freaking a villa. Yep. Page one. Go. Yep, back to Scylla. Harlow's base, I think. Take the same people. And complete this quest, and then we'll try to find this other science weapon. And then hopefully at that point we'll have leveled up again, and we can put more stuff into Persuasion, and then go complete the quests on Stellar Bay. Broke my leg again. Alright, so let's see, get it in an event somewhere. It's gonna be on the inside. If I kill this sprat, will everybody attack me? They might. Let's not.
That machine stole my bits.
Look into this one. Good. Okay, there's Harlow. Around here, maybe. Ah, here we go. Dash receipts. These receipts detail payments made to C. Harlow on behalf of the board for freelancing services. Included are the names of several freighters targeted by Harlow's crew, their manifests, and the sum value of all cargo delivered to board authorities. See, Felix, I knew you shouldn't trust him. I could tell.
What's the word?
Word you're getting ready to die. Should I... Oh. Trask had a lot to say about you, Harlow.
Not surprised. Trask was a dead man trying to negotiate with his own executioner. He'd say anything to preserve his life.
Trask told me you've been working for the board.
That's a damning accusation. Am I right to presume you have some evidence on hand?
Yeah, actually. You've been bought off. I got the receipts.
Those papers don't prove a thing. We've all done business with the board. They own the whole damn colony.
Yeah, but see, you wanted to overthrow him, so...
That miserable wretch. He's trying to undermine everything I stand for.
I think you owe Felix an explanation. When we met, you told me Trask was an informant for the board. You were lying. Your friend's been taking us for idiots, Felix. Want to teach him a lesson? I'm done arguing with you. Trask was right. You deserve to die. See, I think you owe Felix an explanation. Actually, do this one. When we met, you told me Trask was an informant for the board. You were lying.
You've got a lot of nerve calling me a liar to my face.
I'm done arguing with you. Trask was right. You deserve to die. Come on, Harlow. Why would Trask rat you out to your own employers?
How should I know? What the hell do I care? Trask was a traitor. I didn't ask you to understand his motives. I asked you to cross him off.
It's not gonna happen.
Look me in the eye and tell me it's not true. Tell me, and I'll believe you.
Don't talk to me like I'm some common criminal, Felix. You're the one on trial, not me. I don't know what kind of poison that snake dripped in your ear, but as far as I'm concerned, you've been compromised.
Here they come!
there.
That's the last of him.
Is it? Man, dang it. I wanted to use the Rearranger. Okay, well, I didn't lose anything on that one, I don't think. That's good. As far as how people like me and whatnot. Guess I'll take these. Nobody's going to need them here anymore. Alright, that's done. Alright, let's go, speak with Felix on the ship. Can I just speak with him right here?
This is definitely not how I imagined it'd end. The void's black, water's wet, and Clyde hated the board. That's something I just knew. Now? I don't know. I don't know what to think.
Everybody's got a price, man. You're just going to have to come to terms with that. You never really know what's going on inside You never really know what's going on inside somebody's skull. Don't look at me, Felix. I don't think. I just shoot things. You're just going to have to come to terms with that.
I've just got a lot on my mind right now. This is a lot to take in. I always looked up to Clyde. The thought that he could be an agent of the board is just abhorrent to me.
The lesson here is to not look up to anyone. I can understand why you're upset. You feel like he betrayed you. Money changes people. The board probably offered Harlow a lot of money.
I just hope I never turn out like that. Selling my soul for a fistful of bits.
Well, it's not like I pay you. I think you're better than that. Souls are overrated. A fistful of bits can buy you all sorts of things. I think you're better than that.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, boss. You've given me a lot to think about. I'm gonna be mulling over this whole mess for a couple of days. Part of me wishes we'd put Trask in the ground. You know, I think that's just my frustration talking. Thanks for your time, boss.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, I think we made the right choice, but who knows, really. Hey, we've almost leveled up again. So that quest is completed. Give me, we got 55,200 XP. That's a lot. Self-governed perks. See Felix's details tab for more info. Interesting. Felix. Details. Self-governed perk. Post armor damage dealt. Plus 50. Nice. Okay, so... go find this gun now. Could be on Scylla somewhere. I think when I go out again, I'm going to go by myself. I want to see what these science weapons do. Maybe going by myself is not the best idea in the world. Holy crap, there's a bunch of them. It makes them so tiny. That's so funny. Man, that thing works pretty good. Which one is this? The mind control ray? A misfiled from put a research group specialized in marketing jingles and advanced top secret weapon research facilities research groups spent months incorporating the new marketing jingles and advanced weaponry and developed the mind control array. Once the mishap was discovered, the entire facility was shut down and all personnel were reassigned to the most remote outpost corporate could find. It just staggers them, that's all it really does. That's not really that great a one. It does kill them pretty quick though. Which is nice. But, yeah. Alright. Back to the ship. So I'll probably get rid of that mind control ray, because I don't think it really does anything that interesting. I want to see what this Rearranger raid does. That's what I'm really excited about. I hope there's more too than, and this isn't the last one, but I bet it probably is. Scylla and to Scylla landing pad.
Scylla.
Thanks, Ada.
Please avoid damaging yourself.
Let's go out by ourselves, shall we? Or maybe we'll just take... Yeah, let's go out by ourselves.
Or other.
Alright, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to use the restroom. Okay. Let's see, where's this weapon? Down there. We haven't been there yet. Where's the elevator to get down? Right here it is. Oh, that's right, I'm going by myself, I forgot. I was about to say, where's my guys? Where's the guys that's supposed to be coming with me, but they're not here. Giving them a bit of a break. This should be interesting. Oh, it only works for a minute? Okay, that might not be good. Maybe I should have brought him with me. I just need a better weapon. Uh-oh, what'd I do? Guns, Euthanasia kit. Shooting for the head is merciful. Is this the, we're going to replace the shrink ray. Shrink ray is cool, but if it don't last no longer than that, now what's the point? Get back. Dun, 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 dun. That's a Godsmack song. Good song. Alright, alright, alright. Reload, please, reload. Reload. Oh god. Shoot. Reload, like, all the way. There we go. Is there any more? There is. Oh no, don't freeze! No! Hasn't happened all morning, so I guess. Ah, man, what the heck? I guess it was time for it to freeze up and crash. Alright, well, give us a second and we'll be right back. Oh, that sucks. I've got to work the next 2 weeks. Maybe on a Saturday, I'm not really sure, but I do have 3 more personals I can take, and I'm gonna try to take those. Like the last week of October, I think. And I wish I could take them on like a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so I could go do some hiking that weekend. But I'll probably take them on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That Tuesday, if the weather's nice, I'm planning on doing some hiking, some really good hiking. I might actually drive out to the mountains. We'll see. I might stream some of that hike if I have a good signal. I don't know if I will or not. I bet you I wouldn't have a good enough signal to stream that hike. But if I do, I might stream some of that. Just kind of talk and walk, you know. Let's go ahead and take Vicar Max. We'll take at least one with us. Anyway, we'll get some playtime in then for sure. This game, I'm kind of hoping I'm done with that by now. I've really wanted to be finished with this game for about a month. There's some new games out that I really want to get involved in. Far Cry 6 is one. I want to get that game started. I want to get Assassin's Creed Valhalla. No, not Valhalla. What's the name of that game? The new one. I can't remember the name of it. Assassin's Creed something. I want to get that one. And I actually wasn't gonna stream it because when I play Assassin's Creed, like I really go 100% into them. I mean, I play the entire, like everything. I do everything you can do. So I wasn't really gonna stream that, but I might do it anyways. We'll see. Probably we'll get that for PlayStation, just because I've always played them for PlayStation. But who knows? Oh, my mother just texted me and said she's almost here, so I'm gonna have to take a short little break in just a minute when she gets here. But it won't take me long. She just needs me to help her do something real fast.
We're getting close to the Hermit. I can feel it.
Can you? Here's the general store. This place is pretty much like ran down as well. Everything's so ran down. Like somebody's been here and basically looted the whole place.
Great work.
Thanks. But you know what? All this stuff is free. Impact Hammer, MK2, bypass shunt. I'll take that. I'll always take the mag locks. Ring, Adreno. There wasn't decent stuff in here. Keep looking outside because I know she's gonna be here any minute now, and I don't want to make her wait too long.
Unexpected noise identified.
Oh, I guess it wouldn't work on that, would it? How about this? Oh, let's do this and let's save real fast. Did I save? Save. Quick save. Quick save ain't working. I'm not sure how much good that thing actually does. That's okay though. So the science weapon's in here. There it is. That was actually pretty easy to find. We got the Mandibular Rearranger. This weapon was created by an unknown and possibly quite deranged scientist. Exactly how it works and why is a mystery, and it has never been duplicated. Let's take that. Search for clues. Search for clues where? I want to try this one out. That right there. Oh, here we go. I bet we get clues off of the terminal there. Oh, there she is. Okay, so I'll be right back. back into her car. Where are we at here? Here we go. Get someone back into her car at some point in the parking lot and like bust the tail light out or something. And supposed to be going on a trip in like a week or two, and she got to have it inspected. And of course, you know, won't pass inspection without a tail light. So I was told her to get some of that red clear tape put on there until she can buy her a new tail light. Anyway, she wanted me to do it for her for whatever reason. I mean, it's not hard to do, but I guess I don't mind, whatever. Use of this terminal for leisure activity is a violation of employee indenture contract clause 227.1c. Time theft. Fines will be levied accordingly. Main menu. Messages. Message number 1. Preliminary survey results. All messages all messages sent and received by this terminal are the property of Asbestos Mining Corporation. Personal messages may be sent with supervisor's approval. Cost of personal messages will be deducted from employee's salary. Please select the message you wish to view. Message number 1. Preliminary survey results. From Thackeray B, Site Supervisor, to Evers L. J, I guess that'd be Junior Vice President, Remote Extraction. Subject, still preliminary survey results. We've completed our initial survey and have to admit that your hunch was right. I owe you lunch next time I am on Terra 1. We barely started our survey before we uncovered a mineral vein with high densities of yttrium and scandium. There's a limit to how much my team can extract in these pressure suits. Get us a terraformer and some prospecting mechanicals, and this little venture of ours is going to make us all rich. Hope the weather on Terra 1 isn't getting you down. I hear our permanent facility on Hephaestus is almost ready for habitation. Message number 2, status report, day 127. Thanks for rushing us that replacement part, Linda. My team's got the former repaired, and it's busy churning out O2 again. Did you have to send one loaded with seed stock? Damn grasses are triggering my allergies. Survey efforts continue. That initial vein ran dry quicker than we hoped, but we're getting promising results from other locations. Density of scandium lower than first sight, but yttrium still at respectable levels. We had a board team out here last week scanning for signals from the Hope. We could all guess the results from how unhappy they looked. It's been 3 years since the board classified the ship as missing. You'd think we'd be over it by now. Message number 3, status report, day 268. Congratulations on your promotion. Youngest full vice president in company history. Just promise me you won't promote that drill bit and need him to replace you. Bad news, Lynn. All the sites within the former's dome have run dry. The mechanicals are bringing back good samples from beyond the retention field. I'll be sending you a requisition for a hauler to relocate the terraformer closer to the new sites. My team heard that you arranged for some circus time traveling show to stop at our base. It was a big boost to morale. We can't wait for some entertainment out here. Measure number 4, denial of site relocation. Thackeray, your request for site relocation on that useless rock is denied. You've had over a year to generate a profit. If you haven't done it by now, it's not going to happen, and Evers is too busy to hide your incompetence. I don't want to hear any of your absurd excuses either. The terraformer failure was bad enough, but this drivel about primals running loose and damaging your equipment is the limit. The utter limit, do you hear? Operations at your site are terminated effective immediately. I've got a new site in mind for you. One of the rocks orbiting Hephaestus. Temps are a cool 170 degrees Celsius. You'll love it. What is that like? What's 170 degrees Celsius? That's like 120, 130 degrees. Something like that. Logs. Happy birthday, Julia. All logs written and stored on this terminal are the property of Asbestos Mining Corporation. Employee logs are subject to review by management and security at any time without prior notice. Please select the log you wish to view. Happy birthday, Julia. A visiting board team reminded me of the date. We should be celebrating your 42nd birthday today. I tried to get you drunk with the latest Rizzo's concoction. You'd turn up your nose and say it wasn't nowhere near as good as an earth wine. I don't know where you are, big sis. It's been 13 years since you entered hibernation, since the Hope started its journey. I don't know what happened, why you never got here. If the architect is kind, you didn't suffer. I think about you all the time. Every time one of those big interstellar conveyor interstellar conveyors blazes past. I look up and hope. I look up and hope. Whoever named that damn ship should take a walk in the ether. I'm so sorry. I never should have convinced you to sign the indenture contract and join me on Halcyon. I never stopped thinking about you, Jules. Please forgive me. Reminder, ask about Sublight. Ask Linda for info on this Sublight company. That freighter captain claimed to work for them. Very strange ship, no corporate branding or colors. Captain didn't wear an approved uniform. Dealing with him left me feeling out of sorts. Had some interesting items for sale, though. Can't shake it to feeling that they fell off the back of a conveyor. That captain sold Harris something called the Rearranger, then left before we discovered the damn thing doesn't work. Only thing it rearranged is the number of bits on Harris's cart. Looks like some strange tech. Maybe a scientist can make something of it. Alright. Got a little bit of background history on the Rearranger then. Well, let's go ahead and look at the rest of this area here. Not sure what we're supposed to do now. I guess we got Hawthorne's terminal mentioned searching black market vendors on Groundbreaker and Fallbrook. Apparently he has had success in the past finding rare. Yeah, okay. There probably is another one somewhere that we can get. Yeah, I do want to try. Is this? Okay, I just smack people with it. Gotcha. Hermit's Lodge. Interesting. May go ahead and walk in there. I don't really see anything else here to look at. Don't do it again! Come on, man! How are you gonna go for... Jeez. How are you gonna go for a couple hours, not crash, and then crash twice within like 5 minutes? Man, this game. Crazy. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Load up. I hope that it at least saved progress when I found that weapon. I don't want to have to go around killing everybody again. Good, good. Alright, we're gonna go look over here real fast. Make sure there's nothing that... get into. Doesn't look like it. Let's go over here to the mining place. Hermit's Lodge. Let's see what's in here. Seems kind of dead, so I don't know if we'll actually see. Oh, there is someone in here. Interesting. Okay, well, I guess we'll talk to him then.
What have the solar winds deposited on my doorstep now? Just more dirt and debris? Or do you actually believe you are here seeking the truth?
I don't know.
I must admit, I tire of the truth seekers. Mayhaps you're here to rob me? That would be so much more exciting.
Oh, so this is for Vicar Max. Oh, shoot, he's not with me, is he? That depends. Who are you?
Oh, the audacity. Strangers enter my home and demand to know who I am? What fun! Is this a multiple choice question? Because I'm not sure I remember anymore.
Well, the ex-con obviously lied to us. The woman is nothing but a buffoon. In this case, we are here to rob you. See?
No, she's not. She's a lady of transcendent wisdom. Can you not see that?
I did bring Vicar Max.
Very astute.
Good.
And I'm out here to meditate and contemplate the unendurable mystery without being bothered. So why are you bothering me?
I'm sorry. We're here to get this book translated. Max?
We've been told this was once yours. I believe the knowledge within here contains the answers I seek. Answers that will free men's minds from toil.
I can translate it, but it won't do you any good. I can see you are a man in a hurry. And the insights in that book would take you years of study to fully comprehend.
I've spent my life in contemplation. I believe my mind is prepared to receive the truth.
Look, can we just move this along here, please? Hermit lady, enough talk. How about you throw Max a bone? Came a long way to help Max get some peace. Is there anything you can do to help?
There is one way that can speed up the process. It involves a combination of several ingredients, some of which can be fatal. It is not for the faint of heart or the unprepared.
What happens if you're unprepared? Max just said he was prepared, didn't he? When you say ingredients, you mean drugs, right? What happens if you're unprepared?
Either hallucinations followed by unconsciousness and a headache, or raving insanity, which can be fun in its own way.
When you say ingredients, you mean drugs, right?
A crass way to put it, but yes. Chemicals that can expand or destroy the participant's consciousness.
Well, Max just said he was prepared, didn't he?
And I believe he may be right. There is both violence and peace warring inside you, Max. This process would be extremely tenuous for one such as yourself.
I'm committed, no matter the cost.
I'm committed to taking as many drugs as possible, so count me in as well. I'm not sure. Let me think this out. As am I.
All right. Head on into the meditation room and partake of the sacramental incense. It's waiting on the table when you're ready to begin.
Interesting. We're gonna be taking drugs. Dark matter bar. Okay. Transition to the abandoned mining output. Wait. Aha! Looking place here. She doesn't have any computers laying around or anything. So, okay, well, let's partake. Breathe deeply. And we're going out.
Poor Maximilian. Maximilian, why are you still doing this? You've been fighting against the world since before you left home. Haven't you figured out yet that the more you fight, the more pain you cause yourself?
Mother, you're dead. You can't be here. I knew this was too good to be true. These are just cheap hallucinogens that have... What's happening to my voice? Does my voice sound weird to you? And what's wrong with your face?
She's a hallucination. Why am I seeing her too?
We are obviously the victims of a tasteless joke being perpetuated. Perpetrated? I mean, we're being made fools of, aren't we?
Are we? I don't know.
When we get out of here, I'm going to show that hermit what you get for messing with me.
Maximilian, always ready to give up, to lash out, always searching for answers, but always in the wrong place, never looking inside himself.
Came all this way. We ought to at least hear her out. Okay, Vision Mom. How about giving us answers instead of hollow platitudes?
Thank you. It relieves me to see there's at least one positive influence in my son's life after all these years. Has he told you how he thoughtlessly abandoned us?
Thoughtlessly? How could you say that? I only wanted you and Father to be proud of me. I was going to be the perfect vessel. I was going to be a better... more full of the plan. This year, it's all coming out wrong. The plan. It filled you with a joy I could never feel. I wanted it. And being a laborer made me miserable. I was better than that.
You certainly convinced yourself you were. But don't feel bad. We continually lie to ourselves.
weaving stories in a vain attempt to convince us that we are in control of anything. These stories are how we try to make sense of our lives, but they are not real, are they? They're just stories. You need to drop your story and see the truth.
Your mom's right, Max. Your story blinded you to the truth and landed you in prison. I think the truth is easier said than done. How about we cut to the chase here, lady? Figment.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Look where we are, Max. Thrusting an unbalanced hermit with your sanity seem rational to you? Did your story push you to study banned works to unlock the secrets of the plan?
No, I just wanted to prove to my parents that damn it. You're right.
Max, you need to lay the past to rest. What happened with your father and I, it's long dead. To attain your goals, you must live in the chaos. Be fine with the chaos. Whether you resist or not, it will take you wherever it wants. More assuredly than even the fictional architect's plan you slave away to prove.
No, that's not true. The basis of everything is order, not chaos. It's true, I know it is. So did you. Why are you denying it? Before you died, the plan made you happy.
No, it didn't. I made myself happy. There's nothing holding you back but you. If you can't understand that, you will never understand anything. Goodbye, Maximilian.
This whole thing, it's just a farce, right? Just my own brain working against me? You couldn't be more right. Hello, Max. What? Who? Why do you look like me? Are you me? Not really. I'm who you think you are. I am disciplined, controlled. I have no doubts. And I don't exist. Yet you have judged yourself against me your whole life. Why? Why do you berate yourself for not being me?
If he does, he shouldn't. He's a better man than he gives himself credit for.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, Captain, but I don't know. Is it wrong to try to be a gooder, better person than I am? But that's not what you're doing, is it? You're desperately trying to find a story to organize reality in your head. A story to control everything. A new story of the happy you, the contented you, me. That's not... It can't be right. I've only been searching for the answer to the equation, because it will set us free, won't it? How? By removing the need to make any decision, to have your life completely controlled, the illusion of certainty. Your obsession allowed you to avoid the real question. Who are you? I'm Max. Me! I'm real. You can't convince me otherwise. Please don't convince me I'm not.
So you're going to convince Max he's not real? This should be interesting. Hermit may have been right. Listening to you talk seems to be driving me insane. Yeah, please don't do that. I'm invested in being me.
The concept of Max is what's not real. By the architect. Architect? How could I have believed in an architect? That's ridiculous. I must be losing my mind completely. What you're saying almost makes sense. We exist inside our thoughts, thinking we're in control. That's it, isn't it? We have no control over anything. It's all lies. How could I not have seen this? But how do we escape our Ourselves?
Doing great, Max. Do you think the hermit would mind if I throw up in the corner? I'm confused and nauseous, but mostly nauseous. Hermit was right, this is your visiting. I don't know what that was all about, really.
I see you're back with us. Feared we lost you there. Never seen anyone pass out yet stay upright before.
What happened?
I woke up. The illusions I built for myself just fell away. I'm no longer interpreting, I'm experiencing. Everything is perfect.
Glad you found the answers you were looking for, Max.
In a way.
Guess.
Perhaps it's more accurate to say I was asking the wrong questions. I understand so much more now. I see it all. All there is to be experienced, to be lived. Of course there is pain and loss, but the suffering is caused by trying to control reality. Clinging to the way you want things to be, not enjoying the way they are.
There may be something to that. Seem happy, or at least not angry. If you say so. I've had enough philosophism to last a lifetime. Let's get out of here.
I am content. I've finally found what I was looking for, even though I was looking for the wrong thing.
Interesting. Did I level up? Like right there on the cusp of it, it looks like. Bigger Max gained the tuned in perk. Alright, well. What does she say now?
Have you found your answers?
Not so much found as finally listened.
Yes, it is quite the convoluted maze we build for ourselves.
I'd ask what you both were talking about. But I'm afraid you'd answer.
How right you are. Words are overrated.
Tired of talking, we're leaving. We should go. Okay. I wonder why it makes me load into this, because it's really not that big of an area. Okay, well, man, I need to just gain just a little bit more XP here. Wish there's a way I could look at it. There is. For an XP, I need 5,000 XP to get to the next level. Well, let's see, let's save. What do we have? Deal here, weapons from the void. Turn to Lilia. The goods are secured. Lilia Hagen should be pleased. She's stationed at Sublight headquarters on the Groundbreaker. Let's go do that. Go ahead and knock this quest out. That should give us what we're looking for. And then maybe, at that point, we can go and side with the people we need to side with.
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial.
Guess that means we need to go up there and listen, huh?
I don't know if you watched the big finale, but you know that slick-looking spacer from All My Colonists? They got her playing the Queen of the Marauders.
Oh gosh, I wish he'd waited for me. I wanted to see that too.
That's it. Great. I wonder if the instance thing is in here. Oh, it must be in Vicar Max's room. Groundbreaker.
The groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Need to go talk to Lilia. Let's take Pravati.
Rizzo's Knocking Out Bar. A CCN 76 CNP Borston Baked Beans. When you need Borston Baked Beans is the only one.
Contractor.
Sublight for life.
I was trying to see if somewhere I can buy stuff from here. Probably would be up here, I guess. They might have more intel on weapons. What about you?
I got no clue what half the junk on this desk is for, except the lamp. Improvised weapon.
Right. Looks like I'm working for Sublight now. Does Sublight handle any legitimate business, or is this all just a front?
That's a good question. Yes? Yes, that sounds right. I'll make sure to include that in the new employee salvage tutorial.
Looks like I'm working for Sublight now.
Swell. Has anyone from HR given you the new employee talk?
Not yet. We have an HR department? Where is it?
I don't actually know. That answers for both questions. Here goes. Welcome to Sublight, where salvage runs thicker than blood. We're still trying out new slogans.
Yeah, you should, because that sucks. Got any others?
Sublight. Because what's your alternative?
I like that one. That one works.
I'll get that right over to marketing, once I figure out where their office is. Glad to have you on board. We could use the help after what happened to the last contractor.
You mentioned something happened to your last contractor?
No I didn't.
You sure did when you told me you were grateful to have me on board.
Oh, that. Just stay on Miss Lilia's good side. Stealing office supplies is a good way to end up as salvage, if you know what I mean.
I do know exactly what you mean. We wouldn't want that.
Knew you were a smart guy.
Alright, Lilia.
That gas is going to make us a fucking mint. 120-some cubic meters of it, at 1,000,000 bits a pop. Take this. You've earned it.
There we go.
When we get buyers lined up, I'm gonna buy a gold toilet to shit in.
Good for you, Lilia. The height of ambition for us all.
You're goddamn right. Monarch isn't exactly a walk down the lanes of Byzantium. But here you are with all your limbs attached. Call me impressed, contractor.
In case you were curious, no one was following me. You always send your first-timers into certain peril?
I guess you're just one of the lucky ones. Look on the bright side. You just started and you're already on the path to a promotion. I hope you kept the Unreliable's engines warm, because I got another job lined up for my new favorite contractor.
What is it?
They're gonna salvage me a space station. Heliospheric Research Station 1084, to be exact. I want it. Cobwebs and all. Interested?
How big we talking? Not like groundbreaker big, right?
This opportunity won't come around again, Captain.
Absolutely, I'm interested. How did a research station become salvage?
Right now, it's only salvage on paper. Systems and comms have gone dark. Poke around if you're curious why. While the board lets 1084 gather dust, you're gonna swoop in and plant Sublight's flag. Perfectly legit, perfectly legal.
It sounds risky. Do you have a buyer lined up?
Not this time. The board tolerates our business up to a point, and selling off a station full of their old gear and terminals crosses that point. But if we were to move in and commandeer the station as a sublight salvage remote office, that's a different matter. Legally gray by comparison. More of a squatter situation.
Just point me in the right direction.
Here, this override bypass should get you into the station's systems where you can plant my flag. And one last thing. When you get there, make sure you aren't followed. We wouldn't want that.
I completely understand. You're being cryptic again.
I'm being smart. Try it sometime.
Now, calm down. It's okay.
I'm on the heels of something big. Play your cards right and I'll clue you in. But right now, I'm not sure who I can trust.
Did not mean to
just be careful.
Piss you off.
Someone might try and use you to get to me.
Okay. Yay! Okay. Let's put more into dialogue. We're going crazy with it. I feel like we still need more though, honestly. Okay, everyone, I think I'm going to call the stream here, and we're going to come back next time and do the salvage mission and see what we have after that. Pretty much out of time today. I actually put a little bit longer than I meant to. It's intriguing how we've devoted our resources to the stars when there are still so many problems to be solved on Earth. Exposing our fragile species to the breadth of the cosmos renders settlers and spaces alike vulnerable to the mysteries of the world. The fate of an outbound civilization could hinge on a single miscalculation, an unobserved variable, and any number of alien catastrophes. Recklessness and impatience are, perhaps, hardwired features of humanity, and not errors in our genes, as others might imply. Yeah, so we'll come back and we'll do this mission for her, which sounds really cool. And, I don't know what we'll do after that. We'll figure something out. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. Got some things to do today, so I've got to head on off, even though I want to continue playing. Maybe I'll come back on later tonight. I don't know. We'll see. I've got 2 episodes I've got to get uploaded to YouTube. Sorry for the delay. It's been a while since I've had, since I've been putting episodes up. It's few and far between, honestly, when I get the chance to play, but I really want to try to play some, at least once or twice a week if I can. I get home from work, depending on what time it is, I spend time with my family, and then by the time I'm done eating supper and getting a shower, it's time for bed, so I don't have much time, but maybe I'll get a chance to at least come in and play for an hour occasionally. Just kind of all depends. I get home late sometimes, but thank you guys for everything. Oh, by the way, also, I stream in here where my wife works, and she works at starting at 7 in the morning, so I would love to do it in the morning if I could, but I can't. Anyway, we'll see you guys later on. Thanks for watching and supporting the channel and the stream and all that stuff, and I'll see you next time. Hope you guys have a good weekend and a good week, and anyway, we'll see you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.